Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to once again talk about Trump and Larry Hogan and their statements about each other. It's not really a back and forth because they're not talking to each other, but they are talking about each other in public. And the conversations have not gone the way I think people anticipated. So recently we talked about how Trump had said that he'd like to see Larry Hogan win. Larry Hogan is a Republican in Maryland who has not had kind words for the former president in the past. And it certainly appeared as though maybe McConnell and Speaker Johnson had got to Trump and been like, hey, you got to stop trashing the moderates. We need their seats. That's how we'll be able to enact an agenda. Let them say whatever they need to say. Once they get up here to Capitol Hill, they'll vote the right way, so take it easy on them. Trump said he'd like to see him win, which was framed as an endorsement. It didn't really sound that way to me, but since then he was asked directly. And he said, well, nobody's asked me that, but essentially I would be endorsing him, yeah. So Trump is in fact endorsing Larry Hogan. So what's Hogan have to say about this? He was asked about an election matchup between Trump and Biden, and he described it as, quote, a terrible choice. And he goes on to say, I know that sounds like a cop-out, but I just don't think either one of them should be president. He goes on, if Trump loses this election, I think that will be the end of the movement. And I think we'll try to get the party steered back to a more Reagan-esque, bigger tent party that can win elections. And he went on more to say, if Trump wins, then, we're going to see how long that movement will be successful. So I was skeptical that Trump would be able to hold his tongue when it came to the moderates. That I wasn't certain that he would have the ability to not trash a Republican who wasn't entirely in support of him. After saying that I just don't think either one of them should be president, I don't feel like Trump is going to be able to let that slide. Any desire he might have had to play the bigger person or heed the advice of McConnell and Johnson, that's probably going to go away. Now, one of the big concerns for the Democratic Party would have been if Trump had actually been able to toe that line and not go after moderate Republicans in swing districts. I don't feel, after this, I don't feel like he's going to be able to do that. I don't feel like he's going to be able to toe that line. I feel as though he is going to believe he's going to have to respond to that, which in all likelihood will probably diminish some of the support that Hogan might have got from party line Republicans, particularly those part of the MAGA faction. I don't know that Hogan can win without them. In fact, I'm fairly certain he can't. So the I don't know what you want to call it, the quiet agreement to return to the 11th commandment, the idea of thou shalt never speak ill of another Republican, that doesn't seem to be off to a good start. And I feel like Trump will probably respond to the idea that he shouldn't be president. So we'll, of course, have to wait and see. But I feel as though a response is probably coming. If there's not one, guaranteed at that point, Johnson and McConnell, they own Trump, not the other way around. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.